Okay, this video is to help anyone that would like to use Urbandigs.com to look at the market and be able to pull out charts so that they could share those charts in their marketing or with their database and their pipeline. Also, this will help you understand the market in terms of trends. Urbanix.com was created with to give us an index in our market so that we could measure growth both in real time and then over time as information is recorded and then distributed through various city resources. So the first thing you want to do is you want to log in to Urbandigs. If you do not have your login information, or if this is the first time you're doing it, please remember you go to pricing and subscribe right here. Click on that, and that will take you to the Urbandigs pricing page. Now, as a member, and then you click Start Free Trial. As a member of Keller Williams New York City, Urbandigs is in your technology package. So all you have to do is enter your full name, pick a password. I recommend a password that you do use for, say, your email or something, and then also the email address that is your email address that's on file here with the Market Center. Agent Services would have that information if you're not clear on what that email address is. So you want to enter that address in, select Professional User, and then select Register Now. What this will do is it will bypass the paywall for the website because you already are a paying subscriber. You're paying for it in your tech fee. So it will take you straight to the dashboard. So I'm going to log in right now. And this will take me to the chart room. So I click on chart room. And the first thing we want to look at here is which charts are in real time, meaning that the numbers are coming in as soon as things are updated versus the information that is aggregated as soon as either on a monthly basis or as soon as the information has been sourced and vetted from Acris and it's been officially recorded. So any chart here that says as of yesterday is a real-time chart. These are the charts that we will focus on when we are helping a seller understand how to essentially place their property in the market. Then there are charts that will say as of February or as of December. These are like December median discount, absorption rate as of December. These are charts that are referencing known sourced information that was confirmed by the city registry called ACRIS, ACRIS. In Manhattan, there is a delay to getting data. Urbandigs makes sure that the charts that reference that data are appropriately named in terms of when that data was confirmed. So once again, the difference between our real-time charts, which I would call supply and demand. So here's supply, and then pending sales and days on market. These are your demand charts. These happen as soon as an agent at any company that's a REBNY member changes the status or activates a new listing. These numbers are adjusted in real time. Um, Anytime a sale is reported, for example, the median sale price, where it says December's median sale price, this is referring to the closings that happened in December because as of today, that's the earliest time that we have available where we have 100% accuracy on the data. And of course, a good index is going to be accurate. So when we are using the charts, the first thing you want to do is you want to look at what chart you need. So let's imagine that I'm going to help someone who's thinking about selling their property understand what's happening in the market. So I may pull the overall supply as well as new monthly supply. So when I click on expand chart options, this is the field that we get. You have an option for all Manhattan. You also have options for what we call the sub-markets. So if Manhattan is the overall market, the sub-market is broken into 5 different areas: Upper Manhattan, Upper West Side, Upper East Side, Midtown, and Downtown. Then there are neighborhoods listed under each of those submarkets. You can compare a submarket or a neighborhood to all of Manhattan or any other combination in between. So let's say that I'm helping a person price a property on the Upper East Side. So I'm going to select Upper East Side. And then let's also say that I want to compare it to all of Manhattan. Okay. So we want to look at a particular price range. If you want to see all price ranges, you can select all. If you want to get a smaller sample size, you can start selecting different price ranges or property types or bedroom counts. Now, the thing to remember here is the creator of Urbandigs, Noah, reminds us that when you're looking at a sample size of less than 200 pieces of data, whether it's 200 homes or 200 in the sample size, the data is going to start looking less like a trend and more like a point chart, or it'll get boxy. In fact, I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So if I select a very small neighborhood, let's see here, if I go to Soho, okay, and I'm going to select, uh, let's see, $10 million and above, and I'm going to select condos and townhouses. If I generate this chart, the sample size is so small that there should be gaps in the actual data. Well, let's see here. Because we want to avoid gaps when we're showing trends. The other thing that we can do is we definitely want to show what is happening in a neighborhood. Trends, though, a trend line is going to not look like this. This is boxy and broken up. A trend line is actually smoother because there are more points of data. So this would not be a good chart for me to put in a flyer or something like that to show people how the market is performing. This also probably wouldn't be a good chart for a listing presentation because there's not really enough data to really show what's going on. Now, if I wanted to do something different, I would go back and select a larger sample size. So let's go back to supply, and let's say I want to compare um, townhouses that are, all Manhattan, and then, or let's say not even townhouses because that's a small sample size, condos at all price points in Manhattan, and then also let's say Upper East Side. Upper East Side. Okay. And let's say we want one bedrooms. Okay, now this should be a much different looking chart, and it should also have much more data in it, even though we're still comparing. So Upper East Side, the current supply is 81. At the same time, we have far more points of data, so it actually looks like a trend line. Of course, all Manhattan is going to have most of the data that we need. So all Manhattan is great for showing trends. Anytime that you're doing a flyer, or if you are making open house materials, or if you're making a pre-listing packet that is going to show the global story for the market, you definitely want to use all Manhattan charts. So if you notice here, we've got a chart. We also have three numbers that are underneath the category. So once again, this is one bedroom condos in Manhattan, Upper East Side for all prices, and it's the supply. So right now there are 81 one bedroom condos at all prices that are available for sale on the Upper East Side, as compared to Manhattan, which has 718 on the island. So underneath this, there are three numbers. There's year to date, change from last month, and then change from last year. The most important number to focus on here is the change from last year. Because Manhattan's market is very cyclical seasonally, we want to look at how our supply or how any of these charts are changing over this time last year, in the same month. So we can, if I was meeting with a seller and they wanted to know how the supply is, I could say the supply is up 3.8% from last year. So we know that if there are 81 properties on the market now, that means last year there were 3.8% less properties on the market. And that may influence the decision-making process of that seller. So we want to focus on year over year and month over month uh, from last year. It's this number right here. This is the one to definitely talk about. So let's say we want to make a market report out of this. So we click create a report, and that's going to take us to another page where you can enter in your contact information, some comments. This is if you want to email the report. If you want to make your own marketing, and you want to make your own marketing report and say send it out to your database or post it online, you could very easily just right click on the chart here and it will ask you to save your image. When you click save image, it's going to save just this chart. It will not save this data up here. So what I recommend that you do is you take the chart as an image and then type in the data and then ask, maybe a question or something like that to get people thinking about what they're seeing. Always want to put your stamp on your opinion on what's happening as informed by the data. That will help you appear as a uh, as a knowledgeable expert in the field. And frankly, this is what knowledgeable experts do. So the last part about using the Urbandigs chart room is, let's see here, is when we're comparing two different property types. We did compare two different markets. Let's look at what happens when we compare two different property types. So let's say we want to look at price per square foot, okay? And we're going to look at all Manhattan, and we're going to look at condos. And let's say we're going to look at one bedrooms and let's see here, condo, one bedrooms, and actually price per square foot would not be a good example. Let's look at just median sale price, okay? So a person wants to know what's the difference between co-ops and condos and how they trade. So I'm going to co-op, condo, and I'm going to keep the price ranges all. And when I generate this price, now I have the median sale price for a co-op in Manhattan across all prices and any bedroom configuration. And now I have the median sale price for a condo. So you'll notice the price difference between co-ops and condos is almost double. We would want to balance this with the supply chart, and we would also want to balance this with the number of transactions and where the price points are. So what this means is of all of the co-ops that sold, this is the number that the majority of the sales were around. Versus condos, of all the condos that sold, this is the number that the majority of sales were around. It's not an average because in our market we do have very high price points, so averages would skew the data. So this would be a handy chart to show people the difference between co-ops and condos and their return on investment. So over time, if you look down here, we can adjust the time frame. If I just wanted to look at from 2009 to 2010, there's our trend. If I just wanted to look at, let's say, the last year, if I want the chart to reflect that, I could go to 2016 to now, and there's our chart. Also, of course, over time. So if a person's owned a property since 2009 or maybe even before, I'll show them their trend line. And this is literally, they can see how their property has increased in value or decreased in value over time. This is a great chart for when you're helping someone with a home evaluation, or you're letting people know what the neighborhood trend or what the product trend is. So I trust that this video helped you today. If you've got any more questions, always email coaching@kwnyc.com. And if you have more questions about Urbandigs, of course, go to urbandigs.com.